Joe Biden's Gettysburg speech was 25 minutes long and didn't mention Trump once. I keep seeing these news stories about the speech but didn't see the speech itself. Here is a link to the full video on YouTube, https://youtube.b/nkbhnphxgdi. Trump supporters watching Biden give a 25-minute speech, he mispronounced a couple of words. See? We told you he has dementia. Trump supporters watching Trump struggle to breathe outside the White House or cry for the 50th time that day about how mean everyone is to him. Wow. He's like Winston Churchill. I look forward to 4 years of Biden not talking about Trump. Well, other than no, I won't pardon him. If only the media could cover the speech without mentioning Trump. Imagine there's no Donald. It's easy if you try. Asterisk, this comment has not been verified by my stressed out, anxiety-riddled brain. It was a fantastic speech. Very presidential. Maybe it's just because I've already cast my vote and had it accepted, but I'm starting to feel cautiously optimistic. I'm ready to have an actual president again. Make a case for Joe Biden, and do it without mentioning Trump at all. Biden, sure thing Skippy. I long for the day when we won't hear about Trump as a daily thing. Well, he did mention the phrase "let's not give it oxygen" a few times. Subtle burn? Smiley. Good. This is how you win. Don't play his game. Speak to the American people. I know it's been a major thing that people are upset that it's no longer "here what I'm going to do" and instead is "here's why my opponent sucks." This is an incredibly smart move. It would be hilarious if he just ignored him in the next debate should it happen. Just treat him like crazy Fox News grandpa at Thanksgiving. Can you even imagine a Trump speech with no mention of Joe Biden and/or the radical left? What the hell would it even be, just him standing around talking about how great he is? Wearing a mask is not a political statement, it's a scientific recommendation. Social distancing isn't a political statement, it's a scientific recommendation, he said. It's crazy he had to say that, but then you guys have a crazy party in control of your government right now. The first comment on Newsweek's site puts it nicely. Keith Louth. 2 hours ago. Mr. Biden has just done exactly what needs to happen in America. Stop giving the president what he craves: notoriety, stop mentioning his name, stop letting him grab the spotlight, ignore him, and watch the meltdown. He is a petulant child and will self-destruct because his narcissistic nature will not allow him to become a sideline in narrative. Damn, I watched about 8 minutes of the speech and that was powerful imagery he was invoking there at Gettysburg. I do not agree with Biden on a ton of things, but this is a man I can get behind. At first I was voting for him to get Trump out of office. After learning more about him and watching this speech, I am voting for him because of him. Good job, Joe. Almost like he's got plans for what he wants to do as president and isn't just attacking his opponent because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing/talking about. Imagine that. Biden may not be the perfect hero to save us, but at least he has the reputation as a decent man, and I'm loving the speech. This is turning into a do or die moment. He may not be everything some want, but I hope he'll be enough to be that bridge, or even life raft if we've sunk that far. It's been so long since we've seen presidential leadership like this, it's news. I mean, it was a good speech, but that's just wow. Meanwhile, Trump is back to his somehow even crazier tweeting shit. Swear to God, the drugs he's on really are making him an even bigger nutter. At this point he's just replying to random tweets with ramble nonsense. Oh wow. That was such a fantastic speech, it gave my cynical lil heart a glimmer of hope and lessened my disdain for our country. Please, for the love of all that is good, vote. It was so good. I'm hoping enough old people see it and remember how it used to be. It reminded me of Obama's eulogy at John McCain's funeral. This idea that the only way to move forward as a nation is together. Classy. That is what one would call a classy move. But with that being said, he could have spent 25 minutes shit-talking Clown 45 and still not make him look nearly as fucking stupid as Trump has made himself look. I think fondly of the day when no speeches will mention him. I noticed this during the speech, and I think it's very smart. Let Trump make himself look awful. Then come out every day, sound like a rational adult, and don't even mention him. Address the nation as a president should. This is a great strategy. People will make the comparison to Trump on their own. It will also make Trump throw more of a tantrum for not getting enough attention, and he'll do even more stupid stuff. That speech was a turning point for him. Time to start getting excited, folks. It was an excellent speech. Wish it had gotten more coverage. I only saw it because it was streaming on YouTube and was recommended. Let us bask in the Trumplessness of it all. This is how a leader speaks and acts. Biden wasn't my first pick in the primaries, but compared to Trump he's great. As a registered Republican voting for Biden, I cannot say enough about how I am enthusiastically voting for him. I'm not just voting for him because fuck Trump, while that is a big factor, but he is the president that I feel we need right now. I may get downvoted to hell for this, but I come from a family of cops. I have friends who are cops. All of them are good at what they do and are fair. All of them also agree that there needs to be reform. Biden going against the grain in his party by actively supporting police yet willing to take the steps to make an actual change was what changed my mind from him being the better of two options to being a genuinely good option. As a hardcore Bernie bro leftist, I am warming up to Biden. I don't agree with a lot of his policies, but I trust his attitude towards the job day to day. I get why everyone voted for him in the primary now. One of those sexy Obama speeches. Good. Trump cell phones so often that attack ads are barely needed. Also, not getting a mention in a speech by Biden will probably get under his steroid and Adderall-addled skin, leading to some more cell phones. It was a fantastic speech. Honestly, as much of a libertarian as I am, this may be the first election I vote for a color, red/blue, and blue is looking better and better each day. Link to the speech. https://youtube.b/zzz0i13elsk. This is what I keep saying. Trump's strategy is talking about everything bad the Dems did wrong. Talk about how bad Obama was, talk about how bad Hillary would be, talk about how bad Joe Biden did in his past. He rarely talks about what he and his party will do to help them. And when he does has very little substance. It's a joke. Making your supporters mad at the other guys is way easier than making them happy for you. Nice, keep it up. The less I hear about the orange turd, the better. That was a smart move. People are tired of politicians telling them what the politician's opponent will or won't do, they want to hear what the politician him/herself will or won't do. He's just avoiding the mistake Leslie Knope made, talking shit about a dead person because he died while you're on stage. Smart man. He's starting to sound more like his BFF. I like it. Keep it coming. I need to watch. I heard it was fantastic. It was a good speech. Trump is already in every other news article. This was a wonderful change of scenery and felt presidential. I'd like to have that type of leadership again. I don't know, putting on a mask and jogging up a hill after the speech seemed like a pretty direct dig at Trump's inability to do either of those things. He could have just stood there and stared at everyone for 25 minutes and it would still be better than anything we've seen in the last 4 years. Trump must have been distraught. Man. It's refreshing to hear an adult speak. I'm looking forward to all sorts of things with the next 4 years that don't mention Trump once.